Polls officially opened on Friday for members of the disciplined services to cast their ballots ahead of the general elections. Over 10,000 personnel from the Guyana Police Force (GPF), Guyana Defense Force (GDF), and the Guyana Prison Service (GPS) participated in the process. Guyana TV9 News was on location across Georgetown, capturing the day's events. At the Guyana Police Force's headquarters in Ivlery, officers formed lines early in the day, with Commissioner of Police Clifton Hicken becoming the first to cast his ballot. Shortly after, the Chief of Staff of the Guyana Defense Force, Brigadier Omar Khan, exercised his franchise at Base Camp Ayangana. Numerous GDF officers were also seen in orderly queues, patiently awaiting their turn. Similarly, at the Guyana Prison Service, officers were lined up and ready to participate in the voting exercise, ensuring their voices were heard ahead of the main election day. Speaking with Guyana TV9 News, PPPC Commissioner of the Guyana Elections Commission GECOM, Sase Gunraj, said the voting process was smooth, minus a few insignificant hiccups.
From what I've seen, the process has been pretty smooth, pretty straightforward. Like with every process, there were complaints, individual complaints at individual stations, minor things, nothing that was unresolvable and nothing that remained unresolved. From all indications, all the stations were open on time. Persons were, there was a steady flow. Of course, the process got a little quicker as the day progressed and people got a little bit more comfortable with the operation. But all in all, no issues and everything seems to be progressing very well.
Gunraj said several matters were raised with the Commission and were quickly rectified. Concerning the new directive from GECOM banning cell phones in polling booths, Gunraj said he hasn't had complaints.
But as you're moving around the polling places this morning, are you noticing that there is the requisite tables or whatever set aside for use for persons to put their phones? And what are you seeing in that regard?
I didn't pay as keen attention as possible. In that, for that, what I was paying attention to was for the operation of the process. Of course, that's a part of the operation, but I wanted to ensure that there was a flow, that there were no issues with the ballots that were being issued, there was no issue with the supplies, that agents were there, that agents did not have any issues, and that was not raised to me by any agent.
The sentiment was echoed by the Public Relations Officer of GECOM. She said the process proceeded uninterrupted.
From my observation, the process is progressing smoothly. There were a number of officers early out in their numbers to cast their ballot, and the process was proceeding uninterrupted.
Meanwhile, Opposition GECOM Commissioner Vincent, who observed the conduct of polls along the East Bank, described the process as relatively smooth, though he expressed some concerns regarding the folio, the document used by the Commission to verify the identity of voters.
It is still difficult for an agent in a polling station to use the pics for real identification. And so that is, I've been able to reconfirm that concern that I have. In some instances, even the distance at which the person is holding that pickup. But even in the case where they have the folios, because the pics are dated, it's not helpful. So whilst in the army and the police and so we might not have had the problem of impersonation, going through the system today shows that there is still that possibility.
As of 6 p.m. this evening, GECOM has completed the first phase of the general and regional elections. The Commission is now preparing for the main event scheduled for September 1, when over 700,000 Guyanese are expected to cast their ballots for one of 6 political parties contesting these elections. Colin Abrams, Guyana TV9 News.